Hey guys, Victoria here. Let's get started. Start with a warm-up. March it out. Lift those legs. Knees a little higher. Just keep smiling and breathing. Keep marching. Keep moving. Increase in heart rate. Increase in blood pressure. Getting ready to work. And knees up. And don't worry so much about which leg, right leg or left leg. It doesn't matter. Just move. And pace is yours as well. Don't feel like you have to keep up with us. Slow it down or pick it up a little bit. Anytime, cross over hand to knee, cross and twist. You can either stand up tall or you can add a little rotation to the twist here and then moving into squats. Down and up. Be mindful that those feet are parallel, toes are forward. And sit back onto those heels. Keep breathing. Knees up. Lift those knees a little higher if you can. So glad to be with you. Good. Back to squats. So thinking public restroom squat here, sitting back onto the heels and then little pulses. Little pulses. Keep on breathing. Wide stance on the feet, plie. Be mindful that the knees are tracking in the same direction as the toes and rotate that torso. Warming up the spine and all the muscles that attach to the spine, to your pelvis. Sink a little deeper if it serves you. Cross and twist. Give it a little punch. Drop those hips a little deeper. And lower back stretch. Hands to thighs, tuck the chin, roll up through the spine. And flat back, open heart, open throat, tuck chin, roll up through that spine. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Great job. Hold here. Drop right shoulder, left knee. Inhale back to center. Drop left shoulder, right knee. Reach those arms up to the sky, and if you're able to touch the floor, if not, if you have two yoga blocks, you can place them in front of your feet. Be mindful as the hands come down to the floor that your knees bend a lot, your hips drop as well, and your spine stays long. So be mindful that you're not rounding through the upper mid-back as you hinge forward. If you want to increase the intensity here, you can jump up, jump, jump, or you can just stay with the basic modification here. Good. Bend those knees, drop those hips on the way down. Look forward. Step the left foot forward, bend into that front knee, back leg goes straight somewhat. You're on the balls of the back foot. Nice and tall here, head over heart over pelvis. Bending and straightening through both legs. Keep that head high. Feeling this in all aspects of the legs, front and back of the thighs, calves as well. Pause and hold, calf stretch, back leg. Bend that back knee in and back. Add the arms. Pull back, round through. Good, round through, tuck that chin, pull the elbows back. Inhale, exhale. Great job. Shifting weight onto the right leg, extending left leg, and lift that left foot up. We call that dorsiflexion. Nice stretch here, hamstrings and calf left leg. Shift weight, step forward, little squats. Sit back onto those heels. Again, feet are parallel, toes are forward. Lower and lift as low as you can comfortably and safely. Squeezing the glutes on the way up. And switch legs. Step that left foot back. You're on the balls of the back foot. Check alignment, nice straight line from crown through rib cage, through pelvis. Front knee stays over the ankle and lower that back knee as far as you can down without touching the mat. Be mindful that you're breathing. Pull that leg in and back. Round through the upper back and pull the elbows back. Nice job. Pause here, calf stretch, back leg. Make sure that back foot is facing directly to the front of your mat. Shift weight, right leg extends, right foot lifts, hamstrings, and calf stretch, right side. Release. Grab your weights if you have them. Remember, you don't need to use any resistance throughout this practice. You can just use your body weight if you like. Feet are hip distance, a little bit wider perhaps. Moving into a basic squat. Again, sitting back onto the heels. The most common mistake that I see in this exercise is that the knees track over the toes. You can hold your weights either on top of your shoulders or down by your side. And remember, you want to work with a challenging weight here. So if you're using a certain weight and it feels really easy, perhaps you'd like to increase the weight load. So we're squatting deep and we're doing calf raises, lifting and lower. Lift those heels, both heels at the same time, requiring some balance, and back to squats. Add that knee. Squat, knee lift. Squat, knee lift. And feeling a slight burn in the muscles, glutes, quadriceps is okay, but if it gets too much or too intense, feel free to place your weights down and then just use your own body weight. Deadlifts, bent knee deadlifts. So ideally trying to almost touch the floor with your weights, pressing up and over, full extension of the elbows without locking out. And as those weights come down, bend those knees, drop those hips, and again, keep your eyes looking forward. Make sure that your spine is long as you hinge forward, as if you could eat dinner off of your back. No rounding of the back here. And twisting right and left. Relaxing the shoulders. If you want more of a challenge, bend those knees and drop those hips a little bit lower. Nice job, guys. Keep it up. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale one side, exhale to the other. Lateral flexion, working on strengthening those deep lateral flexors of the spine, in particular the quadratus lumborum, the QL. That muscle actually attaches at the lower rib and inserts onto the pelvis on either side of your torso. And shoulder presses. So keeping a nice, strong, stable lower body, full extension of the arms, elbows. And if you want to add more of a challenge here, you could actually add a squat to this exercise. So you could squat down, press up, squat down, press up. And setting up for plie, wider stance, much wider stance on the mat. External rotation at the hips, turn the toes, feet directly out. Be mindful that the knees stay right over the ankles. And lower and lift. Again, dropping down as low as you can, but not below the knee level. Keep breathing. Setting up for side lunge, up and overhead. So bending into that right knee with a long spine. Good. Exhale up overhead. Press down. Again, long spine. Keep looking forward. Nice flat back there. Working on those glutes on the right side of the body. Perhaps you can already feel them working at this time. And back to center. Deep plie squats. On the way up, squeeze those glutes. Inhale and exhale on the lift. Working quadriceps, front of the thighs, hamstrings assisting, and gluteus maximus. Drop down a little lower, pause, and then move into calf raises. Lift and lower. Lift those heels. If this is too intense, you can modify by doing 1 foot at a time. Notice your center of gravity. Stay tall, head over heart over pelvis. Switching to the other side. Lunging over to the left knee, bend that knee. Nice long spine. Nice and strong, pressing dumbbells up overhead. Shoulder press, deltoids, strengthening. Almost touching the floor on either side of that foot. Keep breathing. Nice job, guys. And step it in. Grab the weights again. Moving into isolation of your anterior deltoids, front of the shoulders. Again, notice the stance. Feet are a little bit wider than hip distance. Knees have a slight bend to them. Gentle squeeze of your deep pelvic floor muscles, aka root lock. Lifting the arms, both arms, same time if you're up for it, to only parallel, and then adding side raise. So front and side. Front raise and side raise. Front raise and side raise. Again, be mindful that you're breathing. Easy, steady. Check in with your weight. If you have different size weights, and this feels pretty easy for you, feel free to increase the weight load at this time. Nice job. Left leg forward, bend in. Hinge forward from the hips. Again, nice straight line from hips through rib cage to head. Keep that spine extended. Dumbbell rows. Elbows pulled back. Working mid-trapezius, rhomboids, and lats here. Again, make sure that weight, if the weight you're using, it feels really easy, increase your resistance. Adding in tricep kickbacks, row, kick back, and back down. Inhale, exhale. Using that back foot to engage in and then step forward. Back to your basic squat with a gentle controlled swing, right side, left side. Cross-country skiing. You can add a little bounce here as well with the legs if you so desire. Nice job, guys. Keep it up. And step the left foot back. You're on the balls of the back foot. And moving into reverse flies here. Strengthening mid-trap, rear deltoids, backside of our body, postural muscles. These muscles tend to be fairly weak, so it's good to be strengthening them on a regular basis. Step in and come forward. Bicep curls. Hammer time. And once again, feet are hip distance wide, maybe a little wider to increase the stability of the position. If you want to increase the challenge here for your hammer curls, you can add balance. You can lift that right leg up and really work on engaging all those core muscles to hold you in that upright position. If you're working with balance, feel free to switch legs. Again, notice if you're leaning forward. Gently pull your body back. Come back to center. Feel free to continue to alternate with balancing, lifting one leg off. Up for 2 and down for 2. We're slowing down the pace here. Up for 2 and down for 2. Are those knees bent? Good job, guys. Taking it down to the mat, we're going to move into push-ups. So if you have rotator cuff or a shoulder injury, you're going to skip this at this time. You could lay on your back and do chest flies as a modification. Choose your push-up. Now, if you can do even one full body push-up, start there. Do as many as you can in good form and then drop to your knees when needed. Hands are directly under shoulders. You want to make sure the elbows are close to the ribs and keep your toes connected to the mat. Activate that core. Nice strong line. Keep going. We're going for at least 10 here. If you could do more than 10, do that. Head is a natural extension. When you're done with your 10, you're going to sit back into child's pose or puppy stretch. Take a nice release. Feel free to take a sip of water at this time. Good job, guys. Great work. All the way down, belly down, moving into some strengthening exercises for the posterior backside of the body, postural muscles in the backside of the body. And you can keep your head all the way down, or you can keep the head slightly lifted. Whatever feels good in your neck. We're going to lift opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhale on the lift, inhale on the lower. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. If you want to increase the challenge, you can lift both arms and both legs at the same time. If that feels too intense at any time, go back to your modification of opposite arm, opposite leg. There should be no straining here. Working postural muscles, erector spinae, as well as glutes and hamstrings assisting. And again, dropping to modification, opposite arm, opposite leg at any time. And you can also take a break if you need to. And then release. You can bend the elbows. You can either turn your head to one side or you can keep the chin on top of the hands. Whatever feels comfortable. Bend both knees. And we're moving into bow pose. Now, if you cannot grab your feet with your hands, then you can do the modification of straight legs and arms back. So bend the knees, grab a hold of the top of your feet, not your toes, a little bit above the ankles. Take a big inhale, and on your exhale, press those feet into your hands and see if you can lift your chest a little bit off of the mat. Make sure you're breathing. And release. Let it go. And bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs from side to side, allowing for each hip to lift up off of the mat. Resetting femur thigh bone in the hip socket. This should feel good. Sit back, child's pose or puppy stretch, releasing the lower back, releasing any tension. And then coming onto your backs. So again, if you have the props, if you have a 4-inch block, which is recommended, come on your back, supine position, feet flat, knees bent. Block goes between the knees. You're going to gently squeeze that block, activating the deep core. Arms down by your side, preferably palms facing up. Relax the shoulders. Press into the feet and slowly lift your entire backside up off of the mat, as well as your glutes. Pause for a moment, and then inhale, lower back down. Exhale, and slowly lift. Pause at the top, squeeze those glutes, and slowly lower back down. And continue to do that at your own pace. Squeeze those glutes, pressing both feet into the mat, and lifting the torso as high as you can comfortably off of the floor. Moving into little pulses and pulse those hips. Squeeze, squeeze. And then if you'd like to add a little shimmy, shimmy, right side, left side, shifting the hips from one side to the other, and squeeze each glute independently. And releasing back down. Back up again. And if you're up for it, this is a little more challenging. Lift the right leg off. Keep the hips lifted. Keep your hips lifted off of the mat. Squeeze that block. Switch legs. Squeeze that block, inner knees. Lift those hips a little higher off of the mat. Breathing. And release. Nice job. release the block. But you might still use the block. If you happen to have a Pilates ring, grab your ring and place it right below your ankles. If not, you're going to keep your yoga block between your thighs. Working on inner thighs here. So it's a hold, hold, hold. Squeeze that ring or squeeze that block. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just release the tension on the ring or the block, but don't let it drop. And squeeze again. Squeeze that ring, squeeze that block. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, inhale. Exhale, squeeze again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the legs extended. Pressing lower back and sacrum into the mat. Inhale, lift the legs up towards your chest. Exhale, squeeze the block or the ring and lower your legs as far down as you can go without touching the floor, without touching the mat. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Activating the deep core will protect your lower back. If you like, you can add the arms to increase the intensity. So the arms go away, legs go away, lift up. Good, lift up. If you feel it in your lower back as you lower your legs down, you're dropping your legs too low or you're not activating your core via Kegels. Squeeze those deep pelvic floor muscles. If you want to increase the intensity, you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Last one. And release your ring or your block. Take a moment, notice what you just did. Knees to chest, give yourself a big hug, especially for showing up today and putting yourself at the top of the list. Prepare for spinal twist. Drop your knees over to the right. Open your arms up, allow for the palms to face up. Relax your feet, your legs. Big breath in, big breath out. Switch sides, reset in the center. And again, big inhale, big exhale. Relax those feet. Back to center. And then bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position with your legs straight in front of you. Staff pose. Sit up nice and tall. Head over heart over pelvis. Reach your hands forward. If you can comfortably grab your feet, do that. And if not, you're going to place your hands on your legs wherever it's comfortable, as far forward as you can fold. Inhale, arms up to sky. Exhale, hinge forward. Be mindful that you're not rounding through the upper mid-back. Keep the throat open, keep the chest open. Hands to floor, tuck the chin, unravel the spine, head over heart, over pelvis. Reach those arms up high. Exhale, hinge forward. And again, tuck chin, unravel the spine, reach those arms up, stretch and hinge forward. Hamstrings and calf stretch here. Cross your legs or come into a comfortably seated position. Palms face up. Close your eyes and just take a few breaths here, just noticing all the amazing work that you did today. Taking a moment to be grateful for your physical body getting you through an amazing practice today. Breathe in, breathe out. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart center. Honoring the light within yourself and honoring the light within each other. Namaste.